right, everyone. Hope just give everybody a few seconds or minutes to get in here. We just went live, and welcome to another edition of Mid States Live. No funny face tonight, Brent?
I thought I did something, but
I don't know. I can't remember. I'm pretty much trying to recover from last weekend.
I agree.
Welcome all who are starting to come in. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy night to come hang with us as we talk about post nationals. We'll do a little regional things, and we'll talk about Iowa, Lincoln, and Ashland again as always. And then we'll rip
Joseph.
We'll rip a car tonight.
Well, I'll rip a car. You're gonna rip a truck. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna rip a truck.
There you go.
Is that Mr. Joseph there? Joseph.
Yes, it is.
How was your prom, sir? I know I asked you the other night. It seems like you had a good time. Very long, though, you said. All right. And then, of course, we'll always take your guys' questions and comments.
There should be no feedback tonight. We are not 6 feet apart, so.
Yeah, we're more like 100 miles apart now.
Yep.
We tried our best to give you guys some good footage, so hopefully y'all enjoyed it. And I got some good news today at work. I should be getting off before 7 now, so I shouldn't have to worry about running down here and be like, oh, I'm not gonna make it.
Good, very good night. Got home around 6 a.m., so all good. 6 a.m. That's a late one. That's a good time right there.
All righty, so let's kick this party into high gear, so to speak. We'll let everybody build in here. As you can see, we're still kind of recovering from last week. I think we averaged, 5 hours of sleep?
I'd honestly say if, most nights it seemed like it was around 4 to 4.5, 5 hours.
Yeah.
You don't sleep at nationals. There's not a lot of sleeping going on. You pretty much go till about 2:30, sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, and then you go to bed. And what's up, Greg, Kelly? You pretty much just get up and go, and you get back home and you crash.
Take little power naps.
I'm still recovering. Last night I got off work at 4 o'clock and I went and played on my phone, laying on my bed. And then next thing I knew, it was 6:30. So I fell asleep for about 2.5 hours, got up and still was able to eat dinner and watch a little TV and then go to bed as well. So.
Okay. So we got
That's a good question. Well, that one there is from Mr. Dave.
Okay. What, the question or with the videos?
Well, that one there was just Dave was telling us that we did good.
Oh yeah.
Made it feel like I was there with us. But that one there.
Oh yeah.
That one there, that's Mr. Joseph Zahn. Says, okay, what was the craziest, most unique piece you saw while at nationals?
Well, you got to hold it.
I got to hold it. I got to hold and look at number 271 funny car. I think he was asking somewhere north of $5,000 or $6,000, but I got to hold it. So that was the craziest thing that I saw while we were there.
I think for me, other than seeing that one piece, was watching Brian Klein do his thing.
Yeah.
That on his trade day, because that was impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Greta, how are you?
I like Greg's comment. I need a vacation from vacation. Oh,
yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly and totally, because I'm still kind of dragging. It's getting a little better, but It seems like I don't have enough time in the day to get everything done between work and trying to get yard work done and grocery shopping, and I'm just tired. Yes, Ed, there was a 271. Like I said, I got to hold it and look at it, and it was cool. Yes, yeah, Dave, the vacuum was a crazy piece.
The vacuum was legendary on so many levels.
Yeah.
I mean, Roy did an amazing job with that piece. And if you haven't seen it, it's been posted on the page several times, but we may pop it back up to the top.
Yeah.
Roy Lee Friend won first place in the hot, right?
I believe so.
Yep. And then he won People's Choice. So again, he is the People's Choice.
Yep. And it took first place in the Hardy Invitational as well. So
yep.
He got 3 trophies for one car, which was pretty epic. Most cars win 1, not 3. So it was a good weekend for Roy. So
yeah, that was a great weekend. And I'd also like to thank the folks from the Hardy Adams Invitational for letting us come down and film that for you guys live, so you can see what it was all about and how it helps the Children's Miracle Network. So, hats off to them for letting us do that. I know that's something that's normally they don't do, but we appreciate it. Yeah, the original store display was pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's from Griff. After that, there's Greg. Yeah, and I did see that. And I walked in a room and I turned and I saw that and I just went, oh, wow. I'm not going to ask because I didn't want to know. I know it was, A, way out of my budget, B, something I don't collect. So, but it was cool to see something like that. That's the cool thing about nationals is, and in any convention in general, you never know what you're going to find. So.
Yeah. And you're welcome, Ed. Glad we could make that work. That was probably about 24 hours of communication and just trying to find people and where they're at. So, yep, you're welcome. Yeah. Not a lot in autograph wise, this year. I did manage to get to Mr. Zarnock's room, and this was his e-sheet for this year. I don't know if you all can see that. And he did take the time to sign that for me. And this was the other piece that he was giving out. And that right there, pretty cool. He's got his sticker on a piece of old orange track that had been cut up. So, and this was the last one he had. So that's pretty much about it. I mean, we didn't even really get a chance to talk to Walker at all. Maybe 5 minutes.
A little bit the one night, but that was about it. Everybody was, one thing that it's been 2 years since most of these people have even seen each other, because not everybody lives in the same area. I mean, we have friends all over the place, and there was a lot of people that still couldn't come because the borders are closed. I mean, it was pretty neat, but I haven't seen some of these guys in 2.5 years, so it was really nice for me to be able to see some of those people. So yeah, it was a great time overall. Let's see, Joe says, did you find any cool prototype or error cars? I did not. I got gifted, so to speak. A friend of mine, Greg, he's in here now. He found me an error. It was a Majorette Mustang convertible pulling a camper trailer, and it has no interior in it. And he also got me the regular Mustang with the interior in it as well. So that was pretty cool. And then as for prototype stuff, I found 5 or 6 pictures that were, because this is, back in the 80s when Mattel was doing things, it was all via mail. Do you trust me? Yes, I do, Greg.
Most definitely.
And so they had to take photographs of cars and then mail them to get approved, or interoffice mail along those lines, and I can't remember if it was 5 or 6 pictures, and I think I got 5, and I think 4 of them were Mercedes alone. So I was very happy to see those.
Is that supposed to be Go Big Red right there?
That's from Reagan. He just says, "Hey, you guys."
Oh, okay. Well, we met Mike Richard's sister in there, and every time we'd see, we'd go Big Red. So
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. I got a paint sample, Toyota MR2, so I was pretty happy about that. And then I got a very rough casting / prototype from our good friend Mr. Greg Sully, who I trust, and it's floating around here somewhere, but I'll show that to y'all another time. But it was an R30 Skyline.
Yeah, and I haven't even unpacked my Hot Wheels suitcase yet, so I opened it and made sure everything was good, and that's pretty much where it's been at. Nothing got moved, so I just think it's good. But yeah, I think probably this weekend I'm gonna unload it and put everything away and store it all for the upcoming couple of months until I can get my basement finished up and start figuring out what I'm going to open and what I'm not going to open and how I'm going to display things. So I got time.
Yeah, I picked up some wheel variations on the transporters. In fact, I can show those now because I got them right here. We won't show that one though. And there's the first one, and it's got the 4-spoke JDM wheels on it. But these look like they're Canada cards, or maybe, yeah, my guess is Canada. Or they're not. Oh no, they're European or Ontario. I don't know, Canadian. They're
foreign. They're international cards.
Yeah, long and short of it, they're international cards. There's that. There's the retro rig with the Nova, and then this is probably my favorite actually. The the star wheels on the 190E. Again, these are all European, or not European, Canadian international cards, whatever you want to call it. So some really cool stuff. Very happy to get those. Just like with the paint sample, I learned my lesson from the Candy Striper. If it's there and it's at the right price, I didn't even question it. I just did it. And I was happy too because I got the last Nova gasser that the guy had too. So I'm happy with that. Okay.
Very good.
What else? You guys got any other questions or any other things? I enjoyed.
Is there anything that we should have showed more of or should have showed less of? Is there anything you want to see? You know, the next time we do a convention, there's something you guys want to see more of, less of? Is there anything you guys liked that we were doing? You know, what did you guys think of all the times we went live? You know, what did you guys think of the room to room layouts and stuff like that we showed? You know, does that give you a pretty good idea for what or how to set up if you're going to set up for regionals in a room? You know, what do you guys want to hear us talk about?
Lay down.
What's going on, Super Mike? I missed that one when it came in. What's going on, Roy? Washer. Yeah, it was a good time. But like we said, and like Greg said, you know, we need a vacation from that vacation because it's just literally go, 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 go. I mean, I think we were averaging, what did I say? Close to
4.5.
Yeah, about 4.5, 5 miles every day, and we didn't really leave the hotel a whole lot. You know, we did walk out for dinner a couple times. There was Chick-fil-A across the street that we had a few times. There was a bar a couple blocks down we went to. There was a mall across the street that had a food court. We were in there a couple times, mainly because you can only eat Chick-fil-A so many days in a row before you're like, I don't want it anymore. I want something different.
I don't recommend the 30 count.
No.
All right, Mark.
Okay, that's a cool. And I actually didn't notice any of that. Room setups, putting cars in dresser drawers. If your hotel has dresser drawers, I know that I didn't think that hotel had dresser drawers. I might have missed some of the rooms. Might have had some, but yeah, just setting cars on totes or ironing boards were a popular choice. Saw a lot of ironing board cars. Covering beds. Hanging from just every ounce of space that they had available to them. They were putting stuff up.
I did see the thing that Ed mentioned, because in the room where his cars were at, that's how I found a couple of Mercedes in there. So yeah, there was at least one room like that. I'm sure there were others. I know that that's someplace where people sometimes like to store things.
Yeah. I think overall it was great. All the different aspects of your guys' live videos. The auction was cool / different smashing of the card. Yeah. And the auction was a little different this year. Normally Mattel donates a ton of stuff for the auction. So there's a lot of 3D printed stuff, prototypes, and now all the cars along that line. And they didn't really send a lot of people. They didn't send any of people, so they didn't send any product or anything like that. I think they were trying to distance themselves in case this thing turned into a super spreader or something like that. But the Mark and Jennifer told us that the CDC and the government was there all weekend long, and they said that we did an amazing job. Everyone was wearing masks and everybody was washing hands and taking precautions, and it really worked out well.
Yeah, the lines were super efficient. I hope they keep that portion going, because they instead of you just walking around in one big line, they split it up into 3, and there were 3 registers, and you were out within minutes. Whereas before, you just waited until the lines died down and then you went. So you could be in the big long line and be done in 15 minutes. Yes, Connie Basham does an amazing job of posting what rooms are, who has what rooms, and what's in them. As long as those people have permission to do that, and her page is great. It's like Hot Wheel Convention Pictures, I think, is that. Let's see. Next question: were the rooms expensive? No, I don't think so. Not
well, we had a room. It was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and so we had a room for 5 days or 5 nights, and it was around $800 for the 5 nights, and then we split it down the middle, so it's only $400. So
it was like $419 was each of our shifts. So that's less than $100 a day. In a major metropolitan hotel. So
it was a nice hotel too.
Yeah, I think that's really reasonable. My cars cost me $225, $235, somewhere right around there. For
$240, I think, was what they were.
Yeah, that doesn't include my prepaid cards like my dinner cars or my extra finale. That's just your straight legit convention cars. Let's see. David thought we did great. That's probably Nick Artery.
Ed, I missed a couple of them by about a minute. I was trying, but Mr. Dave Baumgart, who's actually, I believe, is still in here, his son actually found one of those, and it happened to be one of the Bone Shakers. So that was really cool.
Yeah. There were lots of really, really good cars that you could find.
And he's talking about the hide and seek cars.
Yeah.
And those were sweet, but I missed them. I tried. There was a couple of different times where I happened to be in that area, and I was looking, but they disappeared pretty quickly. So
yeah, if you weren't basically watching where the person was hiding them, you didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Behind the ice machine is what Dave says, I think. It says he found it behind the ice machine. Okay, the wheel. I like the spin the wheel. That was really good too. We didn't really cover that. It was different because normally they have Mattel brings their vending machine and you put $20 in and you get a couple pulls and you're guaranteed of at least like a $20 car for sure. So this year what they did is they used all the Code 3 baggy cars and some leftovers from previous conventions to put out there. And I did it once and you did it once, right?
Yep.
You got a baggy,
I got a baggy white Dodge A100 from LA, but I sold it, so.
And I ended up with a pink party Rockster, but that's already spoken for too. Yep. Yeah, there were a lot of younger kids there. They were having fun. The kids coloring contest and the custom contest was pretty cool too. Some very creative people there. If the pictures are on Connie's page as well, so if you want to go check that out.
Yeah.
Good evening to you as well.
What's up, Brian?
Yeah, there's lots of things that I think we can incorporate. Some things that will not be incorporated.
Yeah, the hide and seek cars I like that idea a lot because that's an easy one to recreate, and I really actually like that idea. So we might actually have to talk to Aaron about getting that on the books because it's a simple idea and it's easy enough to have someone hide it somewhere in the hotel or because that was the thing. They didn't just utilize the lobby. They had all the way upstairs on I think it was 14 or 15. They were on the 14th floor. I mean, they were hiding stuff everywhere. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely like that idea, and we might have to figure something out to do something for the regional events.
Yep. I think that's something we can definitely incorporate. I think the biggest thing also is you kind of touched on it earlier is like you haven't seen some of these folks in 2.5 years. I got lucky and got to see some folks earlier in February, but it was seeing friends again and seeing different people getting to come together and meeting new friends and remembering old times, and it was really, really good. I think everybody was so it was the spirit of yes, we get to see our folks again. That was the best part.
Yeah.
Possibly we could do age groups. Yeah, that might be something we could look at too.
We might have to find. Well, that's the thing. I agree with David on that one because, everybody was going after everything. So it made it hard for some of the kids to find stuff because the adults were running hardcore too. So I do like the idea of having separate classes.
Let's see. They did announce they're going back to Charlotte, which is a good thing. It gives Charlotte a chance to show us what they have, and it's fair to them. Plus, they probably already have everything set up, so they just got to redo contracts and things like that. So,
NASCAR Hall of Fame is 1 block away. I'm going.
RCR is one of the places I want to go to.
Yeah. I'd like to go check out Junior Motorsports.
Yeah, that would be all right too.
I'd like to go check that out.
Let's see. We got to meet Miss Melanie.
Yes, we did. Finally, she's a great person. And if she was watching, she'd know what that meant. That's her greeting.
Yes. Let's see what else was there. What I think just getting to sit down and talk with folks.
Yeah.
That was just amazing because we got to catch up on all the things that were going on in our lives, and some were intense, some were more lighthearted.
Yep.
Um,
just getting to see people for me was great. I finally got to meet my buddy Willie Washington. I've been friends with him on Facebook now for about 6 years. Finally, just met him in Atlanta, and I wasn't the only one. Mike Zornock had never met him either, and they'd been friends for years too. So, and the picture that Mike actually posted of him and Willie in his room on his Hot Wheels TV. You don't know this, but I was in the same room we were in that room pretty much around that same time. So it was cool.
Is that Greg?
Yes, it is.
Me.
I want to go.
Let's see. Always meeting Mike and Chris are always a great thing too. He was kind enough to take a picture with me. That was great. I think the other thing I thought was really cool was that people kind of recognized us. And when I say us, I mean the club, really. I mean, that happened right off the elevator. That was weird.
Yeah.
So the good work that, everybody is doing here in the club, getting the word out, it's being noticed. So you guys are doing an amazing job helping build the club and the club's reputation. And, we want to have more people come to nationals with us. I hope by doing these videos that we were able to show you what it was like, give you that feeling or experience, and maybe encourage you guys to talk to us more or ask questions more, and want us to go to nationals. Yes, our shirts were a giveaway also. Yeah, they made it kind of obvious.
Well, and that was the fun part about the shirts is we weren't the only ones wearing them either. So pretty much a lot of the C4 guys and some of the other guys too, we're wearing theirs. Just like how me and Kent were wearing Charm City shirts a couple of days. The Charm City guys were wearing Mid-State shirts, which was really kind of neat because it kind of shows, hey, that there's other people that are, it's not just. We're not just a small club out of the Midwest. We've got friends on all sorts of coasts, and different states, and it shows that we're not just a small Midwest club. We're getting that wider knowledge, and people are going to start noticing us a lot more, and that's kind of cool to me. Just to be able to say that, hey, we started this on a whim, and look where we are now, kind of thing. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and the support from the C4 folks from the beginning through now has been amazing, and I just can't say thank you enough to their club and some of the guys from Ohio and our special friend down in South Carolina. Yeah. Somebody says the Midwest is clearly better.
Brian.
Yeah.
That's Mr. 14 hours.
Mr. 14 hours. It just shows you how small and tight knit the community of Hot Wheels and diecast cars in general is. Yeah. And you guys would be treated well if you got to meet some of our friends out there, and they're your friends too. By the way.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun time. I mean, I literally remember pulling into the parking lot to get dropped off, and it was literally, I got a hug within barely even getting out of the car, Yeah. Roy, I hadn't seen him in 2.5 years. He literally walked by. He walked by Kent, flipped him off. He goes, "I've seen you." Walked over and gave me a hug. So
Yeah, it is what it is. I
yeah.
appreciated it. Ed wants to know, was it just room to room?
No, it wasn't. It was mainly room to room. And what it would have been Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday was room to room. And then on Sunday they do a toy show where they have the big 8-foot, 6-foot tables, and everybody walks around. Basically, that's Sunday is the day that you go to the show to try to get those last minute pieces. There was a couple that I actually picked up. I picked up a couple of what were they? The cab over COEs. I ended up getting 2 of them for $10. Just to have something different. I got one truck that I think I had, but it was $5. So I was like, whatever, I can get my money back out of that if I don't end up needing it. But it was a lot of fun, and like I said, it wasn't just all room to room, but the majority of nationals and LA is room to room. But there's events that go on all during the week. Yes, and David's correct. Sunday is also open to the public, which a lot of people show up for those too. But there's seminars you can go to. Me and Kent sat in Mike Zornock's insurance seminar, and there was a seminar on highway haulers, which I did not know was there, so I missed that one. I know Chris Walker put on a customs seminar. There was starting a club seminar.
Yeah, we should have been there at that too.
We should have, but we did not know it was going. We were so busy hanging out and partying with our friends that we missed a couple of things. But they do downhill races, which we showed some of the downhill races, and they normally have more stuff going on too. They'll have different designers that'll have little seminars and stuff like that. But they didn't have any of those guys there. So they were kind of running on a skeleton crew, so to speak, just because there wasn't a lot of people to go around. It was all the volunteers for the show that were mainly putting everything on, keeping everything together, it's not easy for those guys to do. I mean, they're volunteers, they're not getting paid for this. But those people worked there. They did a great job. I mean, these guys were working early in the mornings and late at night and, trying to make everything smooth. And it worked out really well, I think.
Okay, so let's see. Ed wants to know if our designer is coming in July. I don't know. There may be an appearance in June, but there's details that have to be worked out on that yet. So
true,
and we don't want to commit hard to that yet. But there is a possibility that our designer may be out here in June, cursing us with Volvos. You talked about things that weren't on the schedule, and there were a couple of things that aren't, and one of them was Guy's Pizza, and that's just something that Roy and Mike Barnes and a couple other people put together, and as a thank you to folks. And I think you got a couple cars out of that too, didn't you?
I did, and they're upstairs. So maybe next week, or I need to post some pictures of some of my finds. So yeah. The custom contest is next level. I mean, some of the work that these guys do, I mean, you're going against, Joe Alvarado and Chris Walker. And now, granted, Chris Walker is in the pro class, and I think Alvarado is too. Well, he is now if he wasn't before, because he won best paint, I think, with that 83 Silverado lowrider, which I tried to buy. And he told me no.
Well, you also got booed for buying a car too.
Well, yeah. No, I got booed for not smashing the car. I didn't get booed for buying it. I got booed for not smashing it.
Well, that's true.
But that's okay because it's going to live a long life here in the in my house, and I liked it. It's not a perfect custom, but I thought it was really cool. It has that semi truck feel to me, and I'd never seen something done like that. And I was like, I'm going to try to save it. And honestly, if somebody would have bid me $5 more, it would have got destroyed because $50 was my cap, and I was at 45. So if someone would have went 50, it probably wouldn't have survived. So I'm glad that the Hot Wheel gods were like, nah, we'll let him keep that one. So,
But
yeah,
man,
it's a great time.
To speak to Manny's point, I would say go for it.
Yeah.
Do it.
We've both done it.
Yeah. I mean, it's an eye-opening experience. It makes you think, and it'll take your skills to another level. Don't be afraid. And you know what? Even if you don't get recognized or anything like that, you still did it, and that's the important part.
Yep.
So if you go, go do it. You'll have 6 months to build a car, so go for it. Don't hold yourself back.
If you're not going to go to LA, you have a year. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And I may try to think of something. I don't know yet. I've got some ideas that's running around in my head for things that I'd like to try to do. And who knows? Maybe I'll figure something out and try to. And that's the thing. Everything's got to be Mattel. You can't use, like I would think it would be really cool to use. I don't have any here in front of me, but some of the majorette car haulers I think would be amazing to use. But you can't use them because they got to even Mattel. And in fact, I think that was one of the things that hurt me so much in LA in 18 is because I was using a green light trailer, but I wasn't the only one. But because at that time, Hot Wheels didn't make an open car trailer. The only trailers that they had were, that were hauling boats or they were semi trucks, but they didn't have just a regular double ramp car trailer, which is coming out in the Transport series. So who knows? Maybe I'll make something and maybe utilize one of those trailers. So, but yeah, you have to do it. If you want to try it, do it. That's the only thing I can say. Is if you want to do it, do it. I'm glad I did it. I don't know if I'll ever do another one, but it's a possibility. I may get may get a hair and decide to try to pull another one off.
Let's see what else is there. Oh, I'm trying to think what else stood out that we haven't covered already. I think that's really about it. Unless something jumps out. Well, there you go, Manny. Go for it. Don't hold yourself back.
Yeah, if you want to try it, you definitely do it. And check out some of Connie's pictures on the convention picture page and look at some of those cars. And, it's a great place to get ideas. And, there's several Facebook groups that are Hot Wheel customizing pages. And, if you have questions, you can ask them and you'll have an audience of a couple thousand people that are all customizers and stuff like that. And then they will help you. You'd be like, hey, new guy here, what's the best way to do this? Or what's the best way to do this? And they'll give you ideas and they'll give you tricks and tips and trade. Everybody is very helpful. They will help you out.
Yep. From paint to setup to, how to cook your paint, how to lay your paint out, what paints to use, what paints not to use, what cars to use, what not to use.
As for what cars not to use, I don't think that's. I think you should use any car you want because, I mean, come on. Roy took an Elkenstein rod and turned it into a vacuum cleaner. Well, you can use any car.
I was thinking easier to lay out like a Volvo wagon, but
Oh, well, quit poking Dave. He's gonna end up biting you. But if you want to take, and make some military themed vehicle, but say you want to make it out of, what do I have near me that I can, say you want to make like a military drag beetle. You could find a way to take the guns and mount them on the roof so you could have guns on the roof. There's the only thing that you can't do is where your mind decides to stop. The end of your imagination is as far as you can go, because I don't know if anyone saw the dioramas. There was a guy that made a graveyard scene, and he had a bunch of the more darker castings. He had the rigomotor, and he had a bone shaker, and he had I think it was he had a grave digger casting, body that he had mounted on a regular car. I mean, as long as your brain can think of something. I mean, somebody thought of stuff like this. I mean, it's a smiling car with eyes and a nose and a tail. So this is a Hot Wheel designer. You can think of anything you want. You just have to find a way to turn it into a Hot Wheel, a rubber ducky.
Oh, good question.
We are doing a custom contest for the July show, Dave. That is on the books for regionals. I have mine done, and I'm not going to lie. I'm re-entering. I'm going to use my Mercedes that I used for LA in 18. I've tweaked it a little bit. Nothing substantial. It'll pretty much still look the same. It's just it had some issues that I wanted to touch up before. So they holler for the yellow submarine. There you go. Now with that, Ed, what are you going to pull it with?
Yeah.
I think you could use like, let's see, some of the Beatles cars that they've used over the years. T1 buses. They've done like the white highway hauler. That'd be cool. Make a yellow highway hauler decked out with the submarine decals and logos, and then have a hitch and then a drop trailer with pulling the submarine. See, that's a good idea there, Ed. I like that, Ed.
Let's see. The next question was, after we went to national and everything. Is there
disappeared?
Well, that's because ATM's broke.
Oh, gotcha.
It's sitting on the back of a trailer.
Ah.
Is there a new casting that we saw that we're starting to like? I don't know if there's a new casting, but for me, my appreciation of the 380 SEL has gone up dramatically.
Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, there was. I picked up 2 or 3, I think, this go around.
I think I picked up about 15.
But 15 or 20. Story.
Yep, that's for a whole nother reason, though. So,
let's see, what else was there? Speed machines. I kind of went after those too. That was something else I'm starting to work my way into as well. And
I picked up a bunch of ID cars.
Yeah, that is true. I think
I ended up with like 11 ID cars.
The ID cars that were there were really, really amazing.
Yeah.
The Joker Shaker, if you do find one, I highly recommend taking that out of the package and giving that a once over.
It's a very, very pretty car. I mean, the face on, the Joker face on the front of it, to all the ha-has and the deep purple. It's a good looking car. And, all my ID cards, they don't stay in the packaging. I open them all up and, scan them into my cell phone so I can play the game with them. Right now I'm running my brand new Mercedes AMG GT that I got at the show. And, people were mostly, they were $5, $6. Seeing a bunch for $4. The The Joker Shaker was going for about 10. I did see a Bugatti Chiron, but he wanted $30 for it. I'll pass on that. It'll come down. I'll find one. If I don't, I don't. But I would really like to find one of those.
I think for me, the one that kind of got away as far as ID cars goes was the Falcon Mustang. Yeah, that's just a gorgeous car.
I got lucky with that one. I found that one pretty much on the last night. I walked into a room and I seen it sitting there, and I go, "What do you got on the Mustang?" And he was like, "Everything on that table's $10." And I was like, I picked it up. Let's see. Ed asked if anyone has a hoverboard. No, I did see one in a box, but it wasn't there very long, and then it disappeared. Oh, look, we have the People's Choice in here tonight.
Well, the People's Choice has graced us.
Yes. What's going on, Roy?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there was, and that was another thing. It's like you would go through a room 5 times, and you'd still miss something. Sometimes you just kind of walk in, look around. All right, nothing that I'm looking for at that moment, and then you leave, and then you come back and you spend a little more time in there digging through stuff, and then you see some other stuff, and and the third time you end up in a room, you find a tattoo machine. So, and this is one of my pickups from the show.
Yeah.
From 1992, tattoo machine.
Cool.
It cost $1.99 originally. I paid $5 for it. So, and it's getting opened soon.
And
before the end of the night, it'll be free.
And Roy says he's getting ready for bed, and yeah, it's late out there.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I'm about to getting ready to go to sleep myself. But I think my favorite thing about Nationals, next to seeing your friends for me this year, was about I found a lot of new artwork, a lot of new books. There was a guy that had 6 different Matchbox books in one room. They were little year-by-year pamphlet books, and I ended up buying 6 of them, and they were $1 a piece. You can find great deals at these shows. I was finding books from 75, 74, 77. There's a 76 in there, and then there was a couple older ones, and they were $1, and they've never even been gone through. I found a really cool Sizzler book. I found a store display from '96. I found a whole bunch of new e-sheets. There was some people that were selling e-sheets for $5 a piece, $10 a piece. But those are the ones I normally steered clear of. My favorite one was when we were getting e-sheets for $2 a piece. I got some really cool ones that I really wanted, and I was able to get them for $2 a piece. You can go on eBay and look at e-sheets, and some of them are not cheap. And I was able to get a couple of them that I didn't get because of the shows I wasn't at. But, just the artwork for me alone was the coolest thing about the show for me. And it was probably the thing I spent the least on. But I like my artwork. I like my knowledge. I like my books. I like looking through that stuff because in this hobby, you can always learn more about the hobby. So.
Yep, that's a true thing. And that was the other thing that was really cool. As the week went on, the deals, they were good to begin with. They just kept getting better and better and better because, it's the same as any other show. You don't want to go home and take it with you. You brought it there to sell it. So, sell it. That was really, really awesome too.
Got to go to Waffle House.
Yeah, that was an experience in and of itself, and that was good. It's a lot less expensive than the other place we went for breakfast.
Yeah, but that other place wasn't that bad either, though. The biscuits and gravy were a little dry. I was kind of disappointed in that.
There was not enough gravy.
Yeah, that's true.
There's never
And
enough
Roy,
gear.
I will definitely take you up on that offer because I like my information. So
Yeah, I gotta talk to Mike Barnes too. There's some cars that I'm looking for that he's going to try to help out with. And that was a great thing. There was all sorts of people going. They were looking through the book and going, "Oh, well, what does this mean?" Well, the highlighted ones mean that they're the ones that I have, and these are the ones I need. And they're like, "Well, just message me after a week or so, and then we'll talk about see if I have extras for it." And that's the great thing. Everybody was helping everybody else find what they were looking for. Say, "Hey, go to this room. They saw this here." Deb did that several times for us.
yeah, Deb was a personal shopper, and it was literally she'd send me a text message, and I would go, "We got to go to this room," and I'd go up there and I'd spend money, and then she'd send me another one. Okay, hey, we got to go over here now. So it was literally I was just going ding ding. I was just trailing Deb's, her walk around, and I ended up coming home with a bunch of new hearses and some ambulances and a coroner's Cadillac, and and I picked up something really cool for my brother. So,
Yeah.
but I'll let him show that off when I get it delivered to him. It's still in the back seat of my pickup. I haven't gotten it out of the truck yet, but everything else is at least out and in the house. But I haven't gotten everything downstairs yet where it belongs.
And and that's a very good statement, a very true statement. It's one big family.
Yes, it is.
That doesn't get to see each other as much as they should, but that was it. Nobody. I really didn't get a sense of I'm so and so or I'm so and so. It was like everybody was like helping each other, and everybody was just laughing and coking and joking. The smoke pit is the best place to be, honestly. You get to
Where all the
see
cool
cool
kids hang
things.
out.
Exactly.
And
It's
even
where
if you're a non-smoker, it's a great place to hang out because there's a lot of non-smokers that hang out down there just to hang out because that's where Jason Thompson, the guy that he's one of the mafia guys. Him and Chad were out there, and Chad does. I don't know if Chad smokes or not, but the preacher was out there a couple times. I met the preacher. Just getting to hang out with these names that you see through our little phones, just getting to hang out with people and meet new people. And, I got fortunate enough to meet a lot of new people that, I'm now friends with. So, and I was sending out friends requests the other day, and, it's just getting to hang out with new people and to learn what they collect and to meet new friends, Rand, Tim, Dave, the other Dave, let's see, Melanie, Alicia, just getting all to meet all the new people and then getting to hang out with the old people, Mike and Scott and Roy and Greg and Brian and
Kyle
just
and
getting to meet Kyle and
Ken Sleeth and
Ken Sleeth, just getting to meet all these new people that I haven't gotten to hang out with before. So it was a good time, and it was neat to put faces with the names, like I did with Willie. Like I said, I've been hanging out with this guy or been talking to him for years, and I finally got to meet him and got to hang out with Zornock for a little bit, and Chris Walker, and and the neat thing about at these shows, they're just normal people like you and I. It's really cool that how down to earth everyone is, except for Roy, because he is Roy. So,
well, he's the people's choice.
He is the people's choice, and he's a superstar. So he has his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So
I documented that.
No, I have not yet. He has my card. I don't have his, so I have to wait for him on that one. But I do have to get a hold of Randy and talk to him about another one that I possibly need for my collection. So I got a couple leads. I got one lead on a Leo and one on a France car that I don't have. So we might. I didn't realize that I just forgotten that I didn't have one certain car. And he goes, "I have it. I just didn't bring it. But I'll let you know when I get home and I'll dig it out and I'll send you pictures." So there's a couple more that are going to be coming to my house. I have a feeling. So
Yeah, we were. The other thing was, we saw all these. There were a few mid-states guys that are from our area that were there too. We ran into Brian Barron and Mike Clough as well. Hung out with them for a half hour or so. Didn't seem like it went by quicker than I thought. And it was great to hang out with them. And great to hang out with Deb and JT. We met one of Deb's friends from Arizona, which is really really cool as well.
Yeah, went to breakfast with them.
Yep, got to go to Walmart.
Yep.
We bought a
Nothing
Hot
in the
Wheel.
store. I bought 3 Matchbox cars, so
I
I
bought a
found a new
Cadillac.
Matchbox where you can put a crayon in the middle of it and then you can draw roads with it. So it's kind of neat. So
That was actually pretty cool.
yeah.
All right, Roy. Good night.
Hey, buddy.
Thanks for hanging out with us and letting us come hang out with you guys again. We got to do this more often.
Yep. Well, what do you think? Should we get to freeing stuff?
I think we need to talk about a couple of shows. We haven't done that yet.
Oh shoot, you're right. We forgot. I think there's some shows next weekend. In fact.
Yeah, next weekend we're back to the grind starting Saturday in Des Moines.
Or as the one guy called it, you weren't out there at the time. He goes, "How close are you guys to Des Moines or Des Moines or something like that?" Des Moines. That's what he said. And we were like, "No, yeah, we are going to make the trip to Des Moines and go hang out up there." I've gotten a request to bring my custom that I saved, and it will be coming along. And that show is, like Kent said, Saturday. Can't remember the times on that one.
I think it's like 10 to 2.
Yeah, but it's a quick drive. Like I said, like we said before, if you guys want to get out and see other shows where there's other sellers you haven't seen before, that's always a good time. It's a 2-hour drive. It doesn't take that long. Just don't come back at night because the windmills look creepy, blinking all in sequence. But
yeah, carpool it. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
That's what him and I do. It works out really well.
Yeah.
So the All Iowa group is going to be there. There'll probably be some nationals talk as well, and
probably a lot of
out.
national cars floating around.
There could be. Let's see. Then the next day, we go to Brad's in Lincoln. That'll be the first chance for all of us on this side of the Missouri River to go hang out with each other and have some fun. I don't know I think Q and Joe might be coming too. I don't know if they have tables or not. And also at the same time, Sioux Falls is having their show too.
And I would assume that Q and Joe would probably go to Sioux Falls. It's a little closer for them, a little cheaper. You don't need to get a hotel room when you're coming from down the street, so that helps out. And if they can't make it, that's perfectly fine. I wish that they weren't on the same day so that we could try to make both of them, but it unfortunately happens. Shows tend to get stacked on top of each other. There's only so many weekends in a month, so.
And then after that, May 23rd, we have our show down in Ashland, and I haven't counted the tables yet, but I think we're sitting somewhere around 25 to 30 right now. So
there's still time if you would like to get in.
Yep, and we'll talk to a few more people down in Lincoln. So if you want in and you don't have a table yet, let us know, and we'll get you on the list. It is on the pinned post as well, so please hit that up and hit the button there. Again, as always, shows are 10 to 3, and we're probably.
Hopefully, we'll be able to set up the night before like we did last time.
Right.
But I don't know. It's gonna be hard because I don't know what time we're gonna get back from Des Moines. So.
Yep. Well, we got a month to prepare for Ashland, and then June 12th we're gonna do in Norfolk. That's the night after my reception. So we're going to try to make that go. There may be some folks that come out from the East Coast. We don't know yet because we have to get the invitations and everything worked out. But, if they come, everybody's welcome to get to meet the People's Choice, maybe. Meet our designer. Cool. That would be really cool.
Pick his brain.
Get to have some laughs and some fun. But I think those are the big things that we've got for the next couple of months. And then regionals rolls right around the corner, folks. So that's going to be a wicked, wicked good time. I do want to touch one thing about regionals that we haven't really talked about, or if you haven't seen it on the regionals page, is that the individual $40 tickets for room to room, they're all sold out. So basically, if you want to participate in room to room, you got to get a hotel room. There's about 20 king size beds rooms left, and 20 queen size rooms left. So you better get one. If you want to participate in room to room, you gotta get a hotel room at Stony Creek. Also, there's been some confusion about which Stony Creek. So the reservation desks have sent some of the folks to North Sioux instead of the one downtown. Just call the hotel, make sure that you're at the one that's across from the Hard Rock, and do that. That'll clear up some things, because Aaron had said that the list they have versus what they know are different, and that was going on today to clean up some of that. Just some cleanup stuff, nothing major. And you got to have your lanyard for your room to room as well. So
yeah, the hotel is putting that in on us. They want to make sure that people aren't just wandering off the street. So
okay, with that, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. We just got to open cars now.
Well, now go ahead and show what you're going to be opening. That way we won't lose anybody.
Well, it's a little damaged right there, so that's why it's getting opened. But here you go, folks. So
who's got the better car here, guys? The Tattoo from '92 or the extremely cool, extremely expensive Supreme Hauler? Who's got the better one? Come on, I'm thinking it's the Tattoo Machine.
So am I, actually. Riley, here you go, buddy. This is for you.
I don't even know if Riley's in here or not.
I don't think he is, but it's getting open tonight, folks.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and free my Tattoo Machine, because I really want to look at it outside of, and it's a super yellowed blister, and you can't really see the paint very well. I want to look at it without the blister. So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and just put up a wow face. All right, here we go.
Sickening.
Tattoo. All right, I'm getting votes for the tattoo. Mr. Aaron Flum says sickening. And I'm trying not to hurt this one too bad, because I want to save the tattoos that are in there, and I don't want to hurt them. Because, I don't know. I might need a tattoo at some point in my life.
It's sickening that he's opening the Tattoo Machine.
Why?
Because it's old.
It's from '92, and it's really, really yellowed blister. Oh, those tattoos are sweet.
Oh, that's hella cool.
Yeah, that's the tattoos that come with it. And then, oh, that's super cool.
That car is really awesome, by the way.
I really like the blue paint on the windshield right there. That's cool.
It's very Mad Max.
Yeah, it has the same rims on it too. So I didn't open up any errors this time. But yeah, I miss the old days when they actually had little moving rockets on them. They had cannons on the front of it and on the side of them. This thing's riddled with bullet holes, and it has, the deco on it is really cool. It has guns and ammo belts and bullet holes, and it's just a sweet little truck or car, SUV, monster, Mad Max. I don't know how you want to put it. It's the Stingrod.
Yes,
Very cool.
It is. Very cool car. All right, folks, here it is.
All right, man. Hurt some feelings.
Let's do this. We haven't ripped anything like this epic in a long time.
No.
So
not since the last ripping party that we had at your house.
Again, the reason why I'm ripping it is you can see it right here that it's Kent-worthy. It's a ripper. But here goes, folks. The Supreme Hauler. That's
Don't
the
drop
car
it.
for tonight. I hope not. There's a lot to be upset about.
Yep.
I found this thanks to Justin Geiger, who I know from the old DDI days. And he was the one that told me about it. I said I was looking for one. And it just so happened that the buddies he was with were like, well, we've got one, but we don't. The guy that we bought it for doesn't want it. He wants a perfectly mint one. And since this one had the rip by the Hot Wheels logo, he's like, well, and he sold it back to me for what they paid for it. So again, there we go. And here you go, folks. The Supreme Hauler with the BMW in it. Just an absolutely gorgeous car. 92 M3 BMW.
Yeah, they did really good on that one.
With your Fleet Flyer hauler. Look, it's empty. Oh, actually, there's a piece of plastic I gotta get out of it. Okay, there we go, folks. The Supreme Hauler and
the Stingrod.
BMW.
The Stingrod.
All right. If there's nothing else tonight, no other questions, comments, hate mail, let me know. And we'll see you all in about a week. And we'll see you in Des Moines.
Yep.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Hey.